There's a stillness before divine timing reveals itself, a tension in the air that only chosen ones can feel. You wake up one morning and something feels different, unseen, unspoken, yet undeniable. Your soul begins to hum. Your spirit vibrates as if it's responding to a sacred call only heaven can initiate. You don't know when or how, but deep down you can feel it. God is sending someone into your life. Not by coincidence, not by chance, but in perfect divine timing. You've waited long. You've prayed through tears that no one saw. You've walked through seasons of silence where heaven felt distant and your faith hung by a thread. But chosen one, this is not where your story ends. This is the season where the divine clock begins to move again. Heaven has been arranging something behind the veil, and now time and purpose are finally aligning. What you've been asking for is not being delayed, it's being prepared. Do you feel that pull? That restlessness that doesn't have a name? That's not confusion, it's awakening. God is repositioning you for a divine intersection. Someone has been chosen to walk into your life, not to distract you from your purpose, but to expand it. Their arrival will not be a spark of temporary emotion. It will be the ignition of divine destiny. So the heavens are not silent anymore. The angels are already in motion. The story has begun. The world senses something different about you. They can't quite explain it, but they feel it when you walk in. The energy shifts, the air changes. You carry something eternal, something royal, something that doesn't belong to this world. That's why people stare a little longer. That's why jealousy rises from those you've never wronged. They can feel your calling even before you fully understand it yourself. Every chosen one carries a vibration that heaven placed within them. It cannot be hidden. It cannot be silenced. You've tried to blend in, but the light keeps leaking through your cracks. And for that light, you've paid the price. Isolation, misunderstanding, betrayal. It's all part of the shaping. Because before divine timing manifests, God hides his chosen ones under the shadow of obscurity. You weren't forgotten. You were protected. There were people you thought would stay forever, but they vanished. Friendships that felt eternal suddenly dissolved. Relationships you prayed for ended without warning. That wasn't rejection. It was divine redirection. Heaven was pruning your life of attachments that couldn't carry the weight of your calling. The loneliness wasn't punishment. It was purification. God was separating you from noise so that when your divine connection arrives, your spirit will recognize it instantly. And it's coming. The one who has been assigned to walk beside you is being shaped even now. Somewhere in their own wilderness, they are learning patience, humility, and faith. The same storms that refined you are refining them. Heaven is sculpting two souls separately, so that when they finally meet, the connection will not be ordinary. It will be holy. You've been wondering why time feels stretched, why prayers seem unanswered. But God's timing is never early, never late. He is aligning hearts, not just schedules. He is orchestrating encounters, not coincidences. And when that divine moment arrives, it will be undeniable. It will carry the weight of prophecy fulfilled. Rehook. The energy of heaven is moving. You can feel it in the quiet moments when you least expect it. That warmth that floods your chest out of nowhere. That's the signal. The divine timeline is about to unfold. What once felt stagnant is now under divine acceleration. The person meant for you isn't lost. They're on their way, guided by the same hand that has been guiding you. But don't be deceived. Before divine timing reveals itself, spiritual warfare intensifies. You may feel sudden fatigue, confusion, or doubt creeping in. That's because the enemy senses what's coming. The darkness knows that when two chosen ones align, their light multiplies. It fears the union that carries divine purpose. So it tries to distract, discourage, and detour. But no force in hell can delay what heaven has already decreed. You are not late, chosen one. You are right on time. Every heartbreak, every silence, every tear was a chapter in your preparation. You were never abandoned. You were being refined in the furnace of divine timing. Heaven's clock doesn't tick to human rhythm. It beats with purpose. And soon, very soon, that rhythm will collide with your destiny. Because when God says now, everything changes. There comes a sacred moment when heaven exhales and destiny steps forward. You won't see it coming. It will happen in the quiet hours when your faith is steady but your expectations are low. One ordinary day will split open to reveal extraordinary purpose. That's how divine timing moves, softly, silently, and suddenly. You've spent so long trying to understand why certain people left, why the blessings you prayed for seemed delayed, why life moved slower for you than others. But chosen one, you were never running behind. You were being aligned with a frequency higher than the world could comprehend. You are heaven's secret weapon, hidden in plain sight, shielded until the appointed time. Rehook. You've been misunderstood not because you are wrong, but because you are different. You carry divine depth in a world obsessed with surfaces. People could sense your light but couldn't interpret it. That's why they feared it, envied it, even tried to distort it. But they couldn't destroy what God protected. They couldn't touch what was anointed. You had to walk alone for a while, not because God forgot you, but because He needed to separate you from those who could not see your worth. He stripped away false comfort so that when the divine connection arrives, you'll know the difference between emotional attachment and spiritual alignment. You had to feel the weight of loneliness so that when divine companionship enters, you'll cherish it as a gift, not a crutch. Even now, angels are positioning both of you. You might be continents apart, unaware of each other's names, yet heaven knows exactly where to lead your steps. There will be no guessing, no confusion. It will feel divine because it is. Every part of your being will recognize the frequency of your match. When your eyes meet, peace will settle. You'll know this isn't just love, it's destiny. But before divine timing manifests, the final testing comes. The storms increase, old wounds reopen, and doubts whisper louder. It's heaven's way of asking, can you still trust me when it's dark? Because faith must mature before divine favor flows. You cannot walk into a sacred union with a wounded mindset. God needed to heal you before He handed you what you once begged for. Rehook. The delay was never denial, it was divine synchronization. Heaven was teaching you the rhythm of patience, the sound of surrender, the art of trusting when you don't understand. You were learning to let go of control so that when God moves, you'll recognize His hand without resistance. And when this person arrives, they won't come to fix you, they'll come to build with you. They'll speak the language of purpose, not ego. They'll understand your silence and honor your storms. Their energy will bring calm, not chaos. This isn't the kind of love that burns fast, it's the kind that glows eternal. You'll both carry scars, but they'll fit together like puzzle pieces, proof that you were refined for each other. You'll pray together and heaven will listen. You'll speak life into each other's dreams. You'll walk in such unity that your presence will shake atmospheres. That's what divine timing births, connections that shift generations. But beware, chosen one, the counterfeit always appears before the real. The wrong ones will try to return, wearing new faces, speaking the right words. They'll mirror what you desire but lack divine essence. That's why discernment is your greatest armor. The person God sends will not drain your spirit, they will revive it. They will remind you of heaven, not of your pain. And when it happens, the world will see it too. They won't understand how suddenly everything started aligning in your favor. That's divine favor announcing itself. Because when two chosen ones meet, heaven celebrates. Your steps will be guided, your paths illuminated, your hearts in sync with purpose. Everything that once felt like loss will become clarity. You'll look back at every delay and whisper, now I understand. You will know when divine timing has arrived because peace will no longer feel temporary. It will live inside you. There will be no chaos, no confusion, only stillness that speaks louder than words. The world will look the same, but you will not. Your spirit will have shifted. You'll feel the presence of something sacred approaching, as if heaven itself is walking toward you. Rehook. You will sense it before you see it. The air will feel lighter. The signs will multiply. You'll dream of faces you've never met, hear melodies that feel ancient, notice patterns that seem too precise to be random. That's heaven's code, the language of divine timing. And then just as the sun rises after a long night, they will appear, the one whose spirit mirrors your own, the one whose presence feels like prophecy fulfilled. They won't come to save you. They'll come to stand with you. Two souls, two purposes, one divine assignment. You'll see God's fingerprints all over that connection. You'll realize that every delay was protection. Every rejection was direction. Every unanswered prayer was redirection. God didn't forget you, He was preparing you. And now heaven's silence will break into melody. You'll feel it in your bones. This is it. Your union will not be quiet, it will carry power. Together, your very existence will inspire others to awaken. You'll radiate peace that shifts rooms. You'll attract opportunities, favor, miracles, because divine alignment creates ripple effects. You weren't just waiting for love, you were waiting for impact. Rehook. The world will take notice. They'll see your light glow brighter and wonder what changed. But you'll know it wasn't luck. It was timing. It was obedience. It was every night you didn't give up when you could have. You waited when others rushed. You trusted when others doubted. And now heaven rewards that endurance. Chosen one, your story was never meant to be ordinary. You were meant to live as proof that divine timing is real, that what's meant for you cannot be delayed, denied, or destroyed. You carry heaven's mark. That's why people have always sensed something different about you. They couldn't name it, but they could feel it. You were chosen to reflect God's timing, to show the world what patience born of faith looks like. And now as your life begins to unfold, remember this. Divine timing is not a date. It's a readiness. When your spirit aligns with heaven's rhythm, everything else aligns too. The right person, the right opportunity, the right moment, they all arrive when you're in sync with God's flow. So don't rush the process. Don't chase the promise. Stand still in faith, for the divine is never late. You are stepping into the season where everything that once felt distant will suddenly find you. The doors will open, the hearts will align, the silence will end, and when that person finally stands before you, you'll feel time pause. The chaos inside you will settle. The room will fade, and for one breath it will feel like heaven is watching. Because it is. That moment was written before time began. You'll look at them and something eternal will whisper, "Finally." For in that meeting, God's promise fulfills itself, not just in love but in purpose. Two souls, two lights united under heaven's perfect timing. Chosen one, this is your season. What you've been praying for is on its way. Stay faithful, stay patient, and trust the rhythm of divine timing. Because what's coming will not just change your story, it will reveal your destiny.